Somewhere beyond the recesses of time and space, two podcasters are set adrift in a machine, picking up transmissions of movies that are forgotten but not gone.
Welcome to Movie Memory Machine 5-4, our mini-series where we have chosen 5 films thematically related to the film we're covering this week, and that film is The Last Song from 2010.
Oh, The Last Song, summer romance, good times, and the first movie we watched that I really actually liked, which was a huge surprise.
It's just completely dunking on all the ones previous to this that we decided to send back to modern memory, but that's okay.
Well, you know, it's been a while. I don't really remember. I just remember liking this movie a lot. Fuck.
Well, I have 5 films that are thematically linked to this film. Do you want to get into what they are?
Yes, show them to me.
All right. Our first one for The Last Song is
Dirty Dancing. Oh, man, you are balls to the wall for Dirty Dancing. You've been talking up Dirty Dancing for years, and I have not taken your advice and watched it.
Here's the thing, Truman. You recently said on an episode that you have a film where the second someone finds out you haven't seen it, they're like, "Oh, you haven't seen fill in the blank."
Yeah.
For the majority of my life, it was Dirty Dancing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so adamant at a certain point. I'm like, you know what? Fuck that fucking movie. I do not. At this point, I have so much spite. I'm never gonna see it.
Mm-hmm.
Just to like stick it to them.
Yeah.
And then I was over visiting a friend's house. I was staying the weekend, and they were like, "What if we watch Dirty Dancing?" And I'm like, I don't know about this.
Was this like a bros weekend? Like you and the dude, you played poker, played a little like football out on the lawn. You grilled up a bunch of steaks. It's like, dude, let's throw in some Dirty Dancing.
And to that barbecue, I carried a watermelon. I love this film. I when they pressed play, I was watching it through gritted teeth, and very quickly was like, okay, I am way on this film's wavelength. I am way into these vibes. We're talking about Last Song, the capital T, capital O, capital S, That One Summer. This is the ultimate That One Summer movie to me.
Okay. You're selling me. You're selling me on Dirty Dancing in a major way.
I mean, it's from 1987, so there are going to be a little, some things you gotta, forgive, I guess, for the time it was made. But for the most part, like, it's not just fluff. It goes into some pretty dark thematic territory at points. But just the chemistry between Swayze and Jennifer Grey is just off the charts, man.
Yeah, gone too soon. Truly, like, I guess this is really a reminder of like why he hit so big and why he was so big.
And he sings a song on the soundtrack.
What?
She's like the wind.
Yeah. Okay, so he's like so much like The Last Song. There's a song that someone sings.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and so this is great. So I imagine you're twice as big a fan of Dirty Dancing Havana Nights, the sequel that came out like 25 years later.
I actually haven't seen that one.
Oh, well, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure everyone loves it just as much as this one.
So I could have chosen Footloose for this, and I didn't. I went with Dirty Dancing.
Great.
Moving on to the next film I've got.
Oh, The Way Back. Oh, wonderful movie. Really enjoyable. You want to talk about a movie with Steve Carell post The Office where he is able to actually break free of the character he was playing, as opposed to a movie like Hope Springs where he is hemmed in completely by Michael Scott.
Yeah, he's like, he's a very supporting character in this, and like, he's the evil stepdad.
Yeah.
He's a dick, like, without redemption, I feel like.
Yeah, he's not a dick in the Michael Scott way where it comes from a deep-seated, need to be loved. He's a dick because he is a mean guy who owns a car dealership, which is one of the worst kinds of guy you can be.
There's only one thing worse than that. That's if you own a mattress store.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, that's that, Mattress Man. So this is kind of that one summer for this kid. It's not.
Yep.
There is a romance to it. There's a girl staying in one of the other vacation cottages who he like has a crush on, but I feel like it's not really a love story so much as just like this kid kind of like figuring out his life story.
Yeah, which I think is connective to Miley Cyrus. I mean, aside from the love story in the last song, like, she is figuring out, I don't want to be a musician. Maybe I do want to be a musician. You know, what is my life outside of the spite I've had for my father? And now that he's dying, what does that look like? He's figuring shit out. It's the classic coming of age story.
Yeah, and this kid is figuring out something that I figured out when I watched this movie, which is all I want to do is hang out with Sam Rockwell. I just want to be in that guy's space. What's he doing? I want to be doing it too. Maybe he'll teach me how to dance.
He's starring in Poltergeist.
Well, okay, I don't want to be with him for that. I'll go hang out with someone else then.
All right, moving on to our next film.
Oh, The Edge of 17. I've heard the song, but I don't know this
song.
movie.
You don't know this movie? Oh, man.
I don't know this movie.
Another just, like, great coming of age. This is, like, I feel like the coming of age story and that one summer story just kind of, like, petered out. Maybe it was just a genre. You know, every genre goes through these ebbs and flows of popularity over time. And
Of course.
this is coming at the tail end of a number of films about teenagers over the course of a summer that came out in like a 5-year period. And this is at the tail end of it, and I feel like it was the last really good one.
Everyone came of age and grew up too much, and after that. Do you think that streaming services kind of ate the lunch of the teen movie? Because now it's easy to just mass produce something with a bunch of Disney Channel kids and put it up on streaming.
Yeah, and not to criticize Disney Channel kids, but more importantly, I think
Sabrina Carpenter is a Disney Channel kid. I would never criticize her. She rules.
To your point, though, it was, I think the kind of meaning, the soul of coming of age is completely sucked out for kind of bubblegum representation of teenagers in a lot of the streaming content.
Sure.
And this film, directed by Kelly Ferman Craig, is just like, it's totally helped by the fact that it stars Hailee Steinfeld, one of the most underrated child/teen/adult stars that there is.
Watch her on Dickinson on Apple TV Plus. She's great on it.
She's fantastic in everything I've seen her in. She can go toe to toe with Jeff Bridges.
Yeah,
not a lot of people can say that.
No, very very few can. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. did in Iron Man, but that was more of a fighting situation.
So Edge of 17, just a really, really fantastic film that I wish more people can see. So go check it out, will ya?
I will. What do you got next?
All right, number 4.
Like Crazy. I have never heard of this. What's Like Crazy, Landon?
Like Crazy is a romance story with some young adults.
Oh.
The late, great Anton Yelchin stars.
Oh, pour one out for a king.
This is not so much a That One Summer as it is kind of told over a period of time, how relationships kind of go in and out, and how you can be in love with one person and find it, your relationship slowly changing and you're ending up with somebody else, and how does that change the relationship you had with the first person. And this is an early role for Jennifer Lawrence, who's fantastic in it.
Okay. I mean,
early role for Felicity Jones, who's fantastic.
Thematically, what you're describing here, it sounds almost like it's kind of it's through negative space, it's a That One Summer movie, because it kind of underlines how the love that grows in a short period of time is kind of its own thing, and then the more time you add to the equation, everybody changes, things get different, and the feelings that were there and were valid and were wonderful for that one summer then kind of dissipate.
Yeah. And what I think, why I chose this film is that this feels like, put this on right after the last song, because this is not when I talk about the different relationships and stuff, it could sound a little melodramatic and soap opera-y. This is very much circumstantial. Mm-hmm. You're in love with someone, and then circumstances send you to two different places. Mm-hmm. Remember, in the last song, they're deciding which colleges they're going to go to.
Yeah.
What happens if they have that one summer together, and then they go to different colleges? You meet somebody else there, and suddenly things just change. And how do you cope and deal with that? Mm-hmm. I think this is a very interesting progression of what that story can do.
Yeah. So if you're leaving on kind of a wistful high note after the last song, put this on to remember the sometimes bittersweet reality of love.
And just, fantastic performances across the board. Really, really want to get people to see this one. Should we go on to our final film?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. Number 5.
The Spectacular Now. What the absolute hell is The Spectacular Now?
The Spectacular Now is during this, as I said, during the Edge of 17, this is in that string of films where there's just a lot of indie coming-of-age stories at that time. Mm-hmm. This is a few years before the Edge of 17. Stars Miles Teller in, I think, his second role after Rabbit Hole.
Oh, wow.
So this is before Whiplash. He's just coming on the scene.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And do I see Jennifer Jason Leigh in this film?
Yes, she has a small part as one of the elders, as well as Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So it's more kind of that one summer kids kind of figuring out who they are, figuring out who they want to spend time around, figuring out what matters.
Yeah. Yes, it gets a little more thematic than that. I don't want to spoil too much. It also stars Shailene Woodley, who is also a fantastic actress, with supporting roles by Brie Larson and Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh,
just
wow.
It's a stacked cast, and what I think connects this more than anything to the last song is we talked a lot about the authenticity of the performance of Miley Cyrus. She's a kid in that movie.
Yes.
And she feels like it. Yes, she comes from the Disney world, but you feel her being a teenager. Whereas I feel like you make the last song, you make The Spectacular Now 10 years after the fact, and you've got really good actors pretending to be teenagers.
Yeah, sure.
There's just an authenticity to the performances that I think is really, really poignant.
Yeah, it's capturing some real teenage emotions, and it's using real almost teens to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Spectacular Now. That is our 5th film for the last song. If you want to go check those out, I highly recommend you do.
What a spectacular set of recommendations.
Why, thank you. All right, that wraps up our 5-4 for the last song. Until the next one, I've been Landon Solano for Truman Caps.
And I've been Truman Caps for Landon Solano. See you soon.
Movie Memory Machine is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/gruntworkpod to keep the machine running. Theme song by Porky's Groove Machine. Rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. For more information on today's show, visit moviememorymachine.com.